Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, sound check works. Can you hear me? Okay, sound check works. Sound check works. If you're here, I had to bump this up. So I live in the mountains in western Colorado, high altitude, and I've got a snowstorm. If you're here, I had to bump this up. So I live in the mountains in western Colorado, high altitude, and I've got a snowstorm. If you're here, I had to bump this up. Recording twice, so sorry about that. I'm going to wait for a few more and then start. I can only run this until about 20 minutes more to my time because I was not going to do this till 3 and I have to make a phone call at 2, set up an account on something. So I'll be a bit, so I'll have to get off here in 20 minutes. So I thought I'd wait and see if, hold on, let me shut the music off. Well, at least the microphone's working today because the other day the microphone didn't work. Trying to move this a little closer so I don't have to keep looking down. I got my iPad to read. I'm going to go ahead and start this because I think I'll probably just shoot this over to a video. Today's Friday, December 5th, and I did something kind of big for me 2 days ago, and very sad about it, but I was going to do it anyway, so I went ahead on Wednesday afternoon and was down in Grand Junction, and basically I sold my truck. My voice is cracking. Yeah, I sold it. So anyway, it kind of worked out weird. So my truck recently turned 90,000 miles. Now, this was my truck that I bought during COVID. I started looking in September, October in 2019, and I couldn't find what I wanted. And so I just kept looking. And finally, I started working with a dealership up in Idaho because they had more inventory and they had more trucks coming in. And we all know what happened in spring of 2020. Well, I got a call in February. No, sorry. I think I got a call in February. They located a truck. It wasn't in Idaho yet. It was somewhere. It wasn't even, I don't even think like it was in a warehouse or the factory or whatever, but it wasn't being shipped or anything yet. And so told me about it, and I said, "Yeah, that sounds good." So I started doing a deal with them, and so I had a deal because I had a previous 2016 F-150 that I'd also bought new, and it was getting to the same mileage the other one just was. I did that in 4 years though, so I was obviously driving more back then, and that's what had prompted me looking for the 2020 truck, whatever. Yeah, my truck was manufactured the last month of the 2019, but it was 2020 model year, so and that's what I bought it as. So, anyways, they located the truck. They were asking for it to be shipped to them, and that took 3 or 4 weeks. Well, that put us smack into the shutdown on COVID, and they just wherever the truck was, it just sat for like another 60 days. And so we finally got the deal worked out. In the meantime, I had put my truck up for sale private party and had people that wanted it, but because of COVID, nobody at the beginning was spending any money or doing anything. And so that deal fell apart. And when I made the deal on the truck, I had banked on that being sold. But come to find out, the dealership up in Pocatello, Idaho, their mechanic wanted my truck. He wanted the 2016 model year. He wanted my truck. And so worked out really smooth. The easiest deal I've ever done on a vehicle, and that included a loan because I did have a loan on the new one. And so what happened was they were going to bring it to me when things opened up. Well, Colorado's borders were pretty tight, but I could get out for like a day and go to Utah as long as I came back the same day. At the beginning, it was kind of weird between us and Utah. And so I planned it that I would meet them somewhere because I wanted to drive the truck. Because the problem with COVID, I had 3 days to change my mind. But if they brought the truck here and then left, then they'd have to come back and get it. And I says, no, we can meet somewhere. I just want to drive the truck. I want to get it on an interstate, put it through its paces, you know. And I wasn't thinking anything was going to be wrong with it, but you never know. You can get lemons. And so that I met them. I met the mechanic because he was going to drive my truck because he's the one that was going to get it. So he brought the new truck down, and I brought my truck over, and we met in Spanish Fork, Utah, right by the Costco, and we switched trucks, and we both took them for a drive, and then came back, and he had gone over to McDonald's because he hadn't eaten anything. So I met him over at McDonald's, and I had done all the paperwork online, everything for the new truck. So it was just mostly whether he wanted the truck or not, they were agreeing to the deal. But he wanted my truck. So whatever they worked out with him, that's a whole different thing. But um, so I drove my truck home. That's about 3.5 hours. So it was a good test drive. And I had brought my little Australian cattle dog, Blue Heeler, ride with me. So, we made an afternoon of it going back. And so I bought that truck then, loved the truck, and I got to build it. So I bought a stock F-150 and built my own truck because I'd been looking at the Raptors, and I kind of thought after my 2016, I wanted a Raptor. And then I thought, I can build my own truck. So I got to do that. I put barricade bumpers front and rear with multiple LED lights and sensors and all kinds of good stuff. NFAB, um, technically steps, sidebars, whatever. They're not really the rocker ones. I didn't build my truck to take it out in the rocks and mess it up. I Linexed the bed, got a really nice trifold cover for the bed. I did some upgrades on the inside. Oh, I did limousine black windows and weather guard mats for front and rear and everything. Yeah. But anyway, and then so love that truck. well, it turned 90,000 about 10 days ago now, and I know I want a new truck. I actually want a Super Duty F-250, and hopefully I can get that. We have our house for sale, so when the house sells, I'll get that. But so what happened on Wednesday? My husband's looking at a Toyota 4Runner to use as a hunting vehicle. So it's a used vehicle. And we go down in my truck because I go with him, and I had stuff to do that day. I had a hair appointment, and I had some other running around to do. So we go and get there. My appointment was at 11 for my hair. We get to the truck. We got there early at 9. They didn't get there till 9:30. We jumped in the 4Runner and we went for a test drive. My truck's sitting there in the parking lot, but not considering doing anything. We're gone like an hour almost, like 50 minutes, because I had to get back. He had taken it out to show his son, who's does mechanical stuff. He wanted him to look under the hood and stuff. And the sales guy knew we were going to do this. So we come back, and I literally have 15 minutes to get to my hair appointment across town. So I take off. But on the way down in the morning, I told my husband, I'm ready to sell the truck soon. And, if it comes out to where this 4Runner doesn't work out, and maybe we'll work out a deal where I trade my truck for part of it. I mean, I have super good equity in my truck. So, and the 4Runner wasn't anywhere near the one he was looking at. So, and he goes, oh, okay, well, what would you want for it? And I named a price. And he goes, and so anyways, I leave and go get my hair done. I have foils on my hair and a black cape, to protect my clothes. So it's like an hour later, and my husband walks into the hair place, and can you come outside for a minute? So make a long story short, he had talked to them. He had told them after I left that the guy liked my truck, and he goes, well, she's going to be selling that. And he goes, oh, well, we might be interested. And we like that truck. And so they actually made a deal. Now this is a car dealer, but it was a Hyundai dealer. They had this 4Runner. So they had other trade-ins. I didn't want a Hyundai, obviously. But they had other vehicles. And what they told him is, there's other vehicles out there. You could take 2 home and we'll do the truck deal. And so my husband walks in, asks me to come outside, oils in my hair. And I walk outside, and I'm looking for the 4Runner, because I'm looking for this gold 4Runner, thinking that, that's what he came over in, because I'm not real close to where the dealer was, and he shows up there. And I thought maybe, he wanted to talk to me about something, or maybe there was another vehicle he wanted, And that kind of was it, because I'm looking, he goes, come over here by this car, this. And anyways, he SUV. And he says, isn't this nice? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, well, I had a lot of Fords. I had the Escape, that's the small one, the Explorer. I've had Kia, both Sportage and Sorrentos, and that size, more like the Sorrento and the Explorer. And it's cute, but it was silver, and I'm not into silver vehicles. I like red, and so or gray. Those are my colors. So, anyways, so I said, well, go back, talk to him. If I said, this is what I want for my truck, because he told me, he says, well, they'll offer this, and this is what we can do. I said, no, this is what I want for my truck, and make that work. And I'll be there in an hour, and we'll talk about it. I said, I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but so anyway, I get over there, and then I test drove that car, and actually took it for about half an hour. Well, neither one of us had eaten, so we went and got some food. And then I drove the car over there, over by the mall, and then got it on the interstate, drove it around, and came back. And yeah, it's fine. To me, it's just a car. It's actually, an interim car, because what we ended up doing was trading my truck Wednesday afternoon and coming home in two vehicles. We had to luckily, I had my grocery bags because I was going to go do some grocery shopping. So I had all my fold up bags because I had everything in my truck. It was not, the tonneau cover under it was vacant only because we were going to pick up a little bit of firewood on our way home from I did a video on it, but from a lumber yard. Um, so I have a new car. I don't have my truck. And it would, well, no, it wouldn't tow my vintage trailer. I mean, technically it probably would. I would not tow with it. It isn't even set up to tow. It has no hitch or anything. My husband says we could trade vehicles if I had to go somewhere, but I want to go somewhere long term here in January. And so now I'm spending my time finding something to either keep this car and buy a truck, but not new yet, which then I'd have two vehicles, or just take this car and trade it for something. That's kind of where I'm at. So that's my big news, is that I no longer have my truck. I am going to post a video tomorrow on a drive, and it goes into a little bit more detail on the whole thing. But my big news that I wanted to say today on my Vlogmas day 5 was that I no longer have my beloved F-150, and I cried. I still have trouble talking about it. I feel lost. I feel like I can't hook up that trailer. Now, I do have a Jeep that would tow it. That Jeep has got lockers front and rear and 456 gears. It's not a road Jeep. It's a hunting Jeep. And so, but it's mine. It was my dad's, and it's mine. I technically could tow it. I wouldn't take it to Arizona or Utah even. Maybe Moab. I probably would go to Moab. Jeep, But yeah, I got to have a truck. So I've been sitting here on Car Gurus and ever since Wednesday, looking to see something else. So obviously, we traded my truck for 2 paid for vehicles. So I don't have the title yet. It'll come in the mail. But yeah, I'm looking to get something. And if I find something, I might, just do a loan right now. I just didn't want a loan going through the holidays and trying to sell the house. And, we're trying to downsize everything and get out of payments. So yeah, so that was my week, and I lost. So this live, I'm going to just turn into a video. I know there's a way to just keep it public, but I think I'm going to try to pull it into CapCut and edit it down a little bit and make it a 10-minute video. I've got 3 minutes left before I have to make this phone call. So, because they scheduled me right at 2:00 my time. So I'm going to have to go, but that's my story. And yeah, thank you for listening. And I did all the talking. I know I saw some coming on here and I was going to pause, but I do have to get off. So thank you for coming to the live. I'll maybe do one tomorrow, or I'll definitely do one probably Sunday. So I've been trying to do live every other day through December for Vlogmas. So I like doing them. And they're great for the channel. I think they do better than most of my videos. So if you're wondering about my life, I love vintage trailers and antiques and thrift and dogs and camping. And I'm married. I live in Western Colorado. Got 3 dogs. Got stepkids and 4 grandkids. And yeah, so anyways, that's my life. Thanks for watching, and bye for now. Happy holidays. I might do a decorating video soon, so maybe might go down to the barn here after I make my phone call and do that, since I won't have to do the live at 3 now. And I'm not going to do that now because I kind of had to move some stuff around to do this now. So bye for now.